TfL, or Transport for London, operates loads of services across the city of London, capital of the UK. But which is the best? Well, today I'm going to be tier ranking all of TfL services. Now, side note, earlier in the year I did start a series with the Santander Cycles where I was scoring all of TfL services on a load of different aspects, but I decided that I didn't need to make it that complicated and it would be too many videos, too much work, so I'm just going to do one video where I tier rank all of the services and give you a few of my thoughts about them. So let's get started. Okay, so let's start off with river services. Now, river services are the river bus and the Woolwich ferry. Now, the Woolwich ferry is free, so I think that's a pretty good service there. But the river bus you do have to pay quite a lot for. It's quite enjoyable, you do get a good view, but it's not good value if you want to actually use it for travel. So I think I'm going to give this, put this in C tier for now. So trams. I do love the London trams. You get a good view out the window. They've got a good mix of on-street running and segregated track. They're really fun, but they're not as integrated with the rest of the network as they could be. They've only got a couple of stations where they actually go into the station, or maybe even one at Wimbledon. But I do still love a tram, and they're really fun. So I'm going to put these in B tier for now. Underground. Well, the Underground is just the original lines of the Underground, etc, etc. But one thing I find with the London Underground is it can get a bit noisy, and despite it being the biggest TfL service, by that I mean number of stops, it is sometimes not as enjoyable to ride as the others, partly because of the noise, but also just because of it being crowded and it being old and a bit smelly. So I think I'm going to put this in B tier with the trams, because although it is fun to ride, it's definitely not as good as some of the others. Okay, Overground. This is almost a kind of regional system, but the trains are quite frequent, especially going out to further out areas of London. So I have some people in my family that live in London, and they use the Overground a lot. The new trains that have been rolling out are really nice. It's definitely more spacious than the Tube, but it doesn't run underground at all, and some of the tracks are a bit boring. So I think I'm going to put this in B tier, but nah, actually I'll put it in C tier because it's not as fun. Okay, DLR. DLR is just absolutely amazing. It's so fun to ride. You've got the elevated guideways. Not guideways, why am I saying guideways? You've got the elevated sections of track, you've got the underground sections, and you've got standard sections as well of disused lines. There's bits of tunnel. It's just such a cool service, and because it's driverless as well, it's almost one of the most futuristic services, and you can sit at the front and look out the front. Also, amazing new rolling stock coming next year. That stuff looks great. So the DLR, for me, just has to be an A tier, because it's just so fun to ride. It is unbelievably amazing, and I like it so much. Right, Elizabeth Line. Now, Elizabeth Line is the newest TfL service. It's kind of like the RER in Paris. It goes further out, and the stations in the middle of the city are further apart. It is well integrated with other services, the Underground and DLR, but it's also probably not as fun as the DLR because you can't see out the front. And it is less loud than the Underground, but there's still a bit of noise in those tunnels. However, the Elizabeth Line, just because of its amazing stations and how futuristic it is, either has to go in S or A tier for me. I'm almost thinking of putting Elizabeth Line, yeah, I think I'll put a DLR up to S tier, and then I'll put Elizabeth Line here in A tier. Right, the IFS Cloud cable car. This used to be called the Emirates airline, but there was a new sponsor, so now it's called the IFS Cloud cable car. You get really good views over the city. It's fairly pricey at £3 for a child and £6 for an adult one way. It's not practical for actual transport use, but it is fun. So I think I will put it in the B tier. It's quite different to the others though. Right, Santander Cycles. These are the hire bikes across London. They've got fairly good fares, although they're similar-ish to buses. So if you're not wanting to do like active travel, they don't make as much sense. The docking stations don't go that far out, unfortunately, but it's still quite different. I think I'm going to put this in C tier. Elizabeth Line, what are you doing? I want you here. No. There. Okay. finally, we have buses. Now, the London buses, there's loads of them. They're all red, mostly, I think. But there's the new Route Master, aka Boris bus. There's the normal kind of buses. There's double-deckers. There's all sorts. But I think they're a much better service than you get on bus routes across the rest of the UK. You just tap in, it's simple. They're quite reliable. The fares are better than the tube and most of the other services. However, I think bus is probably the least exciting form of transport, so I'm going to have to put it in D tier. Right, so now we've got S, A, B, C and D tier filled up with stuff. But I've not put anything in E or F tier, so I think I need to shuffle some things down. I think we can put buses down to F tier. Sorry buses, you're just less fun. And river I'll put down to E tier. And then Overground I like, so I'm going to leave Overground in C tier. And I'm going to put Santander Cycles down to D tier. And IFS Cloud I'm going to put in C tier as well. Okay, I'm happy with that. So in S tier, the best transport in London I've decided is the DLR. A tier is the Elizabeth line. It's great, not quite as cool as the DLR. B tier, we have the Underground and the Trams. C tier, we got the London Overground and the cable car. D tier, Santander Cycles. E tier, River. And F tier, the buses. Still love you buses, you're just not quite as cool as the others. Let me know in the comments whether you agree with my tier suggestions. If you want to find out any more about any of these services, I'll put a few suggested YouTube videos in the description because I've not covered much about them. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what kind of content you want in the comments because I've done mixture, as you know, tech and transport. I also just got back from a trip to London. It was epic. I did a lot of DLR. Also a lot of Underground. Didn't go on any buses or trams or river or cycles or cable car this time, or Overground for that matter. And I did lots of Elizabeth line, so that was great. But yeah, let me know what content you want and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.